My mom has been on Ozempic for 4 weeks, I think it is, and for 3 days she's had horrible pain in her stomach below her belly button on the right side. So I told her to go to the ER, and lo and behold, she has appendicitis. It's double the size of a normal appendix, and she had to have emergency surgery, and this is a rare side effect of Ozempic. She will no longer be taking that shot ever again. Y'all need to do your research, and there is a lot of issues with this shot.
What's up, vibers? It's your girl Jamie, and if you're new here, this is Amazing Vibes, and on this channel we talk about inspiration, beauty, and lifestyle. And so today I just want to talk about the consequences of Ozempic. Now, I'm not going to talk very long today in this video because I don't know enough of the consequences, but I have heard a lot of things like stomach paralysis, a lot of nausea, a lot of diarrhea, things along those lines. But again, I don't know enough detail to be talking too much about it and giving my commentary too much on it. So I wanted to make the TikTok compilation of videos of people who are a little bit more knowledgeable and are going to talk a little bit more about it in depth than I could. But I do want to let y'all know, like, I did think about it. And the reason why I'm covering this topic is, if you guys don't know, is I'm on a weight loss journey and I'm making like a weight loss series. So I wanted to talk about Ozempic. And like I had told y'all in another video, I've tried so many diets, like every diet under the sun, and nothing was working for me. And so I really did consider getting on like a GLP-1. And I want to say this, and I know y'all probably don't think I'm judgmental and you might want to unfollow me, but you know, this may not be the channel for you. I'm not going to be positive all the time. Sometimes you just got to keep it real. I did think about getting on a GLP-1, and I did in the beginning think about getting on Ozempic, but that's before I knew it was for diabetics. So many people went and ran out and got on it for vanity purposes, and I was not aware that diabetics needed it to keep themselves alive when I wanted to do it. When I found out about that and the price, I was like, oh no, I'm good. I'm good. And this was in the very beginning, before all these other GLP-1 medications were coming out. Now, I don't know if all of those GLP-1s medications that they're trying to force on people to take, I don't know if they're for diabetics as well. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of knowledge, or if they're just strictly for weight loss now. But I think it's wrong for people to take from someone who needs their medication to sustain their life, and you're taking it from there for vanity purposes. I think that that's very wrong. I would never do no mess like that. And if you feel like I'm judging, then so be it. I really don't care. Maybe I am, but it's wrong to do that. Now, if you want to get on it, you know, for vanity purposes or just whatever, another GLP-1 that may not be for diabetes, that's totally fine. That's totally okay. People have done like stomach stapling. They've done the bariatric surgery. They've done all these other things. So like for me personally, just going about it that way and not harming other people, I really don't care. That's none of my business. There's no judgment for me in terms of that. Where I do come in and I'm feeling some type of way about it is people of all ages that are diabetics, but especially like the elderly. That just does something to me, and it pisses me off because people are so selfish and self-centered, and they don't think about the consequences of their actions and how it affects other people. That's when I get upset. And if you want to say I'm being judgmental, then oh well, maybe I am. But I feel like, you know, that's something worth judging or, you know, shaming people from. I'm never for like shaming for people, because I really don't think that works, because people gonna do what they want to do anyway. Nobody cares about how I feel or any other person feels. They're gonna do what they want to do. But I just don't rock with it like that. But I do want to talk about the fact that, like, yeah, I did want to do it, but I did not know at that time that it was for diabetics. Now that I have that knowledge, I don't want nothing to do with it. And baby, let's get back on the price. Sometimes being broke can actually save you from a whole lot of BS. Imagine had I not known that was for diabetics. Imagine had I had the money and I would have jumped on it. I would have been dealing with all kind of system issues and all these other type of issues that people are going through right now. So I just am so thankful that I wasn't able to afford it, and I'm so thankful that I got more information about it and I did not go down that road. But anyway, another thing, some people think that it's like cheating, and I'm like, how is it cheating? I don't understand how it's cheating if you get on the GLP-1, whether it's the shot or a pill or whatever. I don't think that that's cheating. Again, as long as you're not hurting somebody else, it ain't none of my business what you do with your body, okay? Now, I will go ahead and say that make sure you need to do all your thorough research and make sure that you're not going to be hurting yourself. I've been hearing people say that they don't have a lot of long-term research on these GLP-1 medications to know the long-term effects of things. So if you're weighing that as an option, you're considering getting on a GLP-1, you know, again, there's no shame in terms of that, as long as you're not taking from somebody else. But make sure you do your due diligence, and so you can go in, make an informed decision. That's the only thing that I care about. And yeah, like I just changed my mind. I decided I just wanted to do it the traditional way. But I don't think that, you know, getting the sleeve or surgery or being on the GLP-1 just in general is cheating. Like, what are we cheating? I don't understand when people say that. I understand that people, they really value hard work. I totally understand that. But if somebody takes a different route, as long as they safely get there and they arrive at the same destination, like what's wrong with that? I guess they're thinking it's like along the lines of like getting a BBL or something like that. It's not real. I guess I can kind of understand it from that, but like, who cares? Like, why do you care what somebody does with their body? What they eat doesn't make you go to the bathroom. I just feel like sometimes people are so wrapped up in what other people are doing with their lives. You know, as long as they're safe themselves and you know, they're keeping other people safe. If it's a safe alternative that's going to help you get to the same destination, who cares? Like, who cares? Like, it ain't none of my business. It's not my body. I don't care. Do you do what you want to do? But yeah, I just think people talking about, oh, it's cheating. It's just so childish. Like, what do you mean it's cheating? I don't know. Some people have like, you know, medical issues that can deter them from losing weight, especially on a level like everybody else can lose weight. It may take them a lot longer, or they may struggle. I don't have an issue with it. I don't really care. So I don't understand why people care about what other people are doing. But I have heard about, again, the crazy stuff like stomach paralysis, diarrhea, nausea, all the things. And man, like, I could not do that. Just being nauseous in general, just something else, not being on the GLP-1, I barely can even handle it. And they say the nausea is so bad. And so if your nausea is that bad, of course you're going to lose weight, because you're not going to want to eat anything. You're going to be grossed out and turned off from everything. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to say on that. Again, I don't have a whole lot of extensive knowledge on this. And of course I don't, because they don't. They say they don't have the knowledge of long-term effects. So y'all be careful out there. Stay safe. Again, just do your due diligence if you're going to take these things. And don't worry about what nobody else got to say. You know, it's your body. Do whatever you want to do. But just make sure you are keeping yourself safe. Make sure that you know all the risk and weigh the options and see if it's going to be worth the risk. I personally don't think it's worth the risk. I personally would not encourage anybody to take it. I wouldn't take it, but I'm not going to shame you for taking it. Again, unless you took from someone that was trying to preserve their life. That's serious to me. But anyway, I feel like I'm being redundant. So y'all sit back and enjoy these TikTok videos, and just know until next time that you are so amazing, and continue to vibe high.
Let's talk about Ozempic vagina. Now, is it a real thing? Well, it certainly could be. What are we talking about? We're talking about this idea that women who are taking Ozempic or another GLP-1 sometimes experience sort of a sagginess, a looseness of skin, a laxity down there. And it's actually not the vagina, by the way. Okay, we're actually talking about the vulva. That's the external genitalia, like the lips, the mons pubis, etc. Think about it this way. When you have extra fat on your body, it goes in lots of different places, including the external genitalia. It kind of plumps it up. Now, when we lose weight, especially if we lose weight quickly, it can deflate. You got fat loss there, and the skin can get saggy, it can get loose, you can feel some laxity, etc. And that's really what people are talking about, this sort of Ozempic vagina, which should actually be called Ozempic vulva. Is it a problem? Not necessarily. Does it make sense? Yeah, it kind of does. You may see laxity in other parts of your body where you're losing weight, especially if you lose weight rapidly. Most important thing is to check with your doctor if you have any questions.
I'm just going to come out and say it. GLPs with long-term use slows down thyroid function.
I thought I told you I'm a star.
I told you a while back, and people called it fear-mongering. Now it's headline news. Ozempic and GLP-1 drugs overstimulate thyroid C cells. That's not opinion, that's biology. In animal models, this chronic stimulation increased medullary thyroid tumors. So much so, it's been in the warning label the entire time. Here's what most people miss. When appetite is shut down, calories drop too low, thyroid output drops, TSH rises, the gland is under constant stress signal. Add long-term receptor stimulation on top of all of that. Now you've got growth pressure on a stressed thyroid. This isn't magic weight loss. It's metabolic suppression at its finest, with a drug doing the work your systems can't. Fix mitochondria, fix blood sugar, fix thyroid signaling.
I just left the doctor's office. I went to get a checkup because I've been off of Ozempic for 2 months now, and I just wanted to see if my body was in better condition, if there were any permanent damages. Kind of in shock right now because I wasn't expecting this. But I have significant bone loss. I have osteoporosis.
Yeah, that could actually happen. I know there's a lot of benefits with taking Ozempic when it comes to weight loss. It's important to understand that there are some serious side effects. A lot of people don't know this, and as a matter of fact, a lot of healthcare providers that are prescribing these medications don't even know that it could cause osteoporosis. And there's two different ways that it causes osteoporosis. Number one is that Ozempic actually causes bone resorption, or the breakdown of bone. This is actually essential in balancing bone metabolism, but Ozempic use could actually cause an increased amount of bone resorption to excessive, leading to osteoporosis. And number two, it causes weight loss, which actually has beneficial effects, but also the fact that you're losing so much weight actually puts less resistance on your bone, and over time it could weaken them. That's why it's important to also have resistance training as part of your regimen if you're going to be taking Ozempic. So what does this all mean? This means that you have to be cognizant of the fact that Ozempic does cause osteoporosis, but there's ways that you could combat. Number one is to make sure you continue with resistance training, weightlifting. Number two is to make sure that you prevent sarcopenia, or the loss of muscle mass, by making sure you maintain a high protein diet. And lastly is to make sure your vitamin D levels are normal during this whole process of trying to lose weight.
Every 6 pounds of fat a person was losing on these drugs, they were losing 4 pounds of fat-free mass or lean mass. So 40% of the weight they were losing on these drugs is coming from lean mass, like including muscle and bone. So there are now case reports of young, healthy women who were overweight, who go on the drug for some period of time, and after they get diagnosed with osteoporosis, where they have eroded their bone health. They're losing lean mass. When you take enough of that drug, that you just have no more hunger because of how it's acting at your brain, you do just stop eating. And the malnutrition, at least in part, is going to cause a loss of lean mass. There was a paper recently published with the use of these drugs, finding that people, when they begin the drug, their risk of suicidal thoughts doubles. It goes up by over 100%. And their risk of major depression triples.
Listen, if you're on a GLP-1, this is not about shaming you. There may be a very good reason your doctor put you on one, but if you are tempted to take a GLP-1, I need you to know two things. You are trading one health metric. If you're going for fat loss, you're trading that health metric for another health metric. We're talking about muscle loss. Muscle is your metabolism as well as your longevity. We're talking about osteoporosis. We're talking about malnutrition and your mental health suffering. Again, you're trading one health metric for another. And what so many women don't understand is that your body already makes GLP-1. It is produced by L cells in your gut. These L cells are nutrient sensors. When they sense protein and when they sense fiber, you're going to release more GLP-1. This is a call out to all women. Please know that you can boost your GLP-1 naturally. You do not need to take an injection. You do not need to take a pill. This may seem like a shortcut, but in the long run, you could be doing way more harm than good.
Let's talk about some crazy side effects that I've seen as a chart review nurse from GLP-1 medications. These class of drugs can actually help regulate your blood sugar and suppress your appetite. So of course it's being used to treat diabetes and weight loss. They are straight up being perceived as a miracle drug. Just want to remind everyone that this should not be treated as a miracle drug and that it comes with its own side effects and risks. I've been taking my own notes on the patients that come in on these GLP-1 drugs and the symptoms that they have. One of the main side effects that I've seen is actually called gastroparesis, which is a paralysis of the stomach muscles. I've also seen a lot of patients with pancreatitis as well as gallstones.
Can we talk about the dark side of Ozempic? A number of people are taking this for type 2 diabetes, and you want to talk to your doctor about that. But if you're taking this drug purely for the weight loss benefit, there's a few things to keep in mind. Number one, it can actually cause significant muscle loss. Now, over the age of 50, women have a really hard time holding on to muscle to begin with. We also have to remember muscle helps to drive our metabolism, helps to keep us stable so that we have great ability to have balance as we age. So we absolutely want to hold on to that muscle. Two, it also can cause us to lose interest and even have disdain for healthy foods. What I worry about is that we're a nation of overfed and undernourished people, and we need vitamin A through zinc from the foods that we eat. And it really concerns me when people say, I have nausea, I don't like food anymore, because we are interrupting our body's cues and intuition about what we really need. Number three, I am worried about the rebound effect. When I hear people go off Ozempic, they have a ballooning interest in carbohydrates. They can't stop eating. They see their weight rocket back up again. And let's face it, the yo-yo of weight gain, weight loss is very inflammatory to our system. And it can be a real problem long term. So I'm just saying, just starting the conversation, should we not look for deeper solutions? And we really need to weigh the pros and cons.
Some of y'all would rather shit on yourself for months than have a big back. And at this point, this is getting ridiculous. Dozens are suing Ozempic and other weight loss drugs due to harmful side effects. Somebody had to have their gallbladder removed. Somebody said they had severe diarrhea for months. People are vomiting. People are losing parts of their stomach. Like, what the hell is going on? Do y'all really not want your backs to be big? Like, I love having a big back. I love it. It's not worth shitting on myself every single day for me to have a smaller back. Big back me all the way, please. And I'm not talking about people that are taking it for their diabetes. I'm not talking about y'all, okay? I'm talking about people that are taking Ozempic to lose weight and causing shortages for people with diabetes. I'm talking about the people that are the reason that diabetic patients can't get the drugs that they need to survive because y'all want to be skinny so bad. And now y'all are just skinny and boo-booing on yourself. That's nasty. We have to, as a society, let our fat phobia go, because the fact that y'all are willing to inject something into your bodies that makes you shit yourself and could possibly paralyze your stomach just so you can be skinny, that's crazy.
Ozempic is everywhere. It's viral and trendy for weight loss. But are you aware of the risks? You might be trading quick weight loss for serious health problems. Ozempic was originally approved for diabetes. Many people are now using it for weight loss, but the risks are real. The dangerous side effects you should know about are these: muscle loss. You're not just losing fat, you're losing muscle, which slows your metabolism and weakens your body. Extreme weight regain. Once you stop, your body fights back and you can regain the weight quickly. Pancreatitis. This drug can trigger dangerous inflammations in the pancreas, leading to serious complications. Intestinal obstruction. It slows down digestion, which can lead to blockages in the intestines, require medical intervention. Vision problems and blindness. Rapid blood sugar changes can cause diabetic retinopathy, leading to vision loss over time. There are many new medications with semaglutide made specifically for weight loss, like Wegovy and others, but they come with the same dangerous side effects. Thinking about using OZEMPIC or similar meds for weight loss? Talk to a doctor first.